Money, wealth. It's always one of the biggest issues in life, in the household. It's incredibly challenging, isn't it? Consider the big questions. How much should I earn? How much should I spend? How much should I save? And then how much should I give away? These are central questions. How do we answer them? What principles do we use to figure that out? It makes such a big difference in life. Well, I think our approach to it tends to be different than that of the wise. We come at it from a different angle. I think very characteristic of our approach is the more the merrier approach. In other words, we tend to take for granted that when it comes to wealth, especially the getting of wealth, and frankly then also the spending and saving of it, when possible, or all things being equal, the more the merrier, right? The more wealth, the more possibilities we have. I think this is encouraged by the lottery approach. Hey, wouldn't it be great if we just had this almost unlimited amount of money? And we miss something that the wise have always seen. It's much more nuanced. There's a hole that we get drawn into, and life gets sucked with it. There's key aspects of our life that are undermined by the amounts of time, attention, energy, and angst and concern that we give to the making of wealth. So here's another approach. A word from the wise to the wise, if we're willing to listen. And that word is need. Need is the key. Thinking in terms of need is not a condemnation of wealth or of seeking wealth. And it's certainly not a condemnation of the wealthy. But it does give us a more balanced approach to thinking about wealth and the pursuit of wealth and just how wealthy we want to be. Now, this is a tricky thing because when we hear the word need, we probably don't understand it. It kind of scares us. We have this sense of, well, oh my goodness, if I just think in terms of need, I actually don't need that much, or I could really get by with a lot less. Well, first of all, we might be onto something there. But let me say this. Need is a rich notion. At the end of the day, it's going to be a freeing notion. We can think of it like this. We ask ourselves first, what do we need in order to have the rich kind of life that we so want to have? What do we need in order to do that? See, that's a great question. And you know what the great gift is? And this is what they see, and this is why the notion of need is so important. What we need is limited. The amount of wealth that we need, even to do great things, is limited. It's much more limited than this, the more the merrier approach. The wise have seen this, and experience bears it out. So what might we do? Well, let's just think for a moment about taking this notion of need and go back to our original questions. How much do I need to earn? That's the great question. How much do I need to spend? How much do I need to save? We're going to have to be careful. We're going to have to deliberate. We're going to want to go to our mentors and the wise to help us think about this better. But I think we're going to discover the great gift of the limitedness of those needs. And when we plug into that and think in those terms, we're going to have an incredible freedom. We're going to realize that we're freed from kind of that churning, anxious, unending concern about wealth. And we're going to recognize, the richer things that are most important in life, we're really going to be able to focus on them as I think in our heart we most want to do. If we're willing to discipline ourselves and think in terms of need, again, richly taken, the fruits are going to be remarkable.